How good can a day start? With sharpened thoughts, it can be super good.
Good morning, everybody. It's our privilege to be here mastering the ceremony.
Hi, Shiny and David here.
ஆயிரம் மொழிகள் கவிதை கேட்டாலும் நம் தாய்மொழி தரும் இன்பம் எதிலும் காணோம்.
Let us all stand for Tamil Thai Varthu. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. As a part of
Secretary of College, Reverend Dr. Bernard Shah, Principal, Reverend Dr. Isaac, Dr. Christopher, Principal of American College, Madurai, Dr. Augustus Julian, HOD, Department of Social Work, the American College, Madurai, Dr. Christina, HOD, Department of Social Work, St. Claret College, Bangalore, advisory committee members, faculty members of social work departments of different colleges, beloved students of Anugraha College, and as well as from other colleges. I wish you all a very good morning. It's a great pleasure for me to welcome Mr. Kulandai Sami, Mr. Konike Sami, Councillor, Athur Block, for this inauguration of one-day international conference. I request Reverend Dr. Bernard Shah, the Secretary of Anugraha Institute of Social Sciences, Reverend Dr. Isaac, the Principal of Anugraha Institute of Social Sciences, Reverend Dr. Satyan, the former chairman of our college and former provincial, Dr. Augustus Julian, HOD, Department of Social Work, American College, to adorn our honorable chairperson, Mr. Kulandai Sami, Councillor of Athur Block, with Ponnadai. Wait. I request Dr. Susai Manikam to give the bouquet of flowers to Kanike Sami. Please be seated. I request Dr. Velusamy to come to the stage. Dr. Velusamy, please come to the stage. I have a great pleasure to welcome the keynote speakers for the International Conference on Co-Building Green Social Work and Sustainable Development. Yeah. Please, welcome. I give my warm welcome to the keynote speakers of this international conference, Dr. Kati Vapalahti, Xamk University from Mikkeli, Finland. Dr. Judith Lydia Mohammed, social activist from Winnipeg, Canada. Dr. Anne Deegan from the University of Manitoba, Canada. Reverend Dr. Dominic from Karuna Mission Social Solidarity, Myanmar. Dr. Aravindraj from NIMHANS, Bangalore. Warm welcome to all of you keynote speakers. I am sure you all must be watching this live program. I, Reverend Dr. Maria Joseph Lewis, Vice Principal and Head of the Department of Social Work of Anugraha Institute of Social Sciences, in a special way, thank you all for your willingness to be the keynote speakers and for your lovely contribution towards our conference. In a special way, I thank Dr. Anita Gulzanska from Czech Republic for her love and support in finding out the keynote speakers. I take pride to welcome the members of Advisory Committee and chairpersons of the panel. May I request our most honorable chairperson, Mr. Kanike Sami, Author Block Counselor, to honor all the advisory members and the panel heads. Dr. Susai Manikam, HOD Department of Viscom, Anugraha College, is honored by our Honorable Minister with Ponadai. Dr. Kannan, Professor and good friend of Anugraha Chelamuthu Trust, Madurai, is honored by our Honorable Chairperson with Ponadai. Dr. Velusamy, Professor and our Associate HOD Department of Social Work, Alagappa University, Karaikudi, is honored by our Honorable Chairperson. Dr. Sigamani Paneer, our beloved friend and professor, HOD Department of Social Work from Central University, Thiruvarur, is adorned and honored by the chairperson. Dr. Christina, Professor and our Associate HOD Department of Social Work, St. Claret College, Bangalore is honored by our honorable chairperson. Dr. Hilaria Soundari, my beloved MPhil and PhD guide, professor from Center for Applied Research, Gandhigram Rural University, is adorned and honored by our honorable chairperson. Dr. Sunita Evelyn Christie, professor and our collaborator from the Department of Social Work, the American College, Madurai, is honored by our honorable chairperson. Dr. Julian is honored with a bouquet of flowers by our chairperson. Thank you. I take privilege and honor to welcome all the students and staff of Department of Social Work from Anugraha College, Dindigul, the American College, Madurai, and St. Claret College, Bangalore, Tyagaraja College, Madurai, St. Xavier College, Palangote, and all the participants from various colleges, universities, and institutions. Last but not the least, I take this wonderful opportunity to thank the Lord for His abundant blessings and giving us the new vigor of confidence to conduct this conference in a successful manner. Thank you. Once again, welcome one and all.
Thank you, Merlin and friends, for doing justice to the stage.
David, do you remember the theme of today's conference?
Of course, Shiny. Co-building green social work and sustainable development.
Okay, right now besides presenting posters or thesis, our talented students are willing to perform a theme-based dance to add flavor to an intensive event.
How mindful of them. Now we invite them to present their theme dance.
Welcome. கிளாஸ்ல இருக்க எல்லாரையும் கூப்பிடுறீங்களா அப்படியே கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் அவ்வளோதானா யாரெல்லாம் இன்னும் பாட்டு பாட வரல இன்னும் யார் யார் வரல பாய்ஸ் கேர்ள்ஸ் வராதவங்கள பேருக்காவது பின்னாடி நிற்க So
சாலை திட்டத்திற்கு நீதிமன்றம் தடை விதித்துள்ள நிலையில் நில அளவீடு முடிந்த இடங்களில் மரங்களை வெட்டி சாய்க்கும் பணி மும்முரமாக நடைபெற்று வருகிறது.
அதிகாரம் நிலம் எங்களுக்கு வாழ்க்கை. நிலம் நீர் எங்கள் உரிமை. போராடுவோம். எங்கள் வறுமைகள் ஒழிய போராடுவோம்.
Disconnected.
We welcome Father Andoni Sami, Director of Mada TV. Welcome you, Father. Okay. Our people don't only dance, they also sing. Yeah, that too on their own composition. Can we welcome first MSW students to sing for us?
மதிப்புயர போராடிடு. ஓ நானும் நீயும் ஒன்றாக சேர்ந்தால் நாளை உருவாகுமே. வானம் மன்னம் ஒன்றாக சேர்ந்தால் வாழ்வு வளமாகுமே.
விடு செய்யலாம். மனித மாண்போடு புனித வாழ்வோடு புயலாய் புறப்பட்டு சாதித்திடு. ஜாதி என்றாலும் மதங்கள் நின்றால் சமத்துவம் நிலை பெற நீ ஓங்கிடு. மனித மலர பாடுபடு, அதன் மதிப்புயர போராடிடு. மனித மலர பாடுபடு, அதன் மதிப்புயர போராடிடு. ஓ நானும் நீயும் ஒன்றாக சேர்ந்தால் நாளை உருவாகுமே. வானும் மண்ணும் ஒன்றாக சேர்ந்தால் வாழ்வு வளமாகுமே. எல்லா நலத்தோடு நீ வாழலாம். வெள்ளம் சூழ்ந்தாலும் பள்ளம் வாராலும் தள்ளாடாமல் நீ நடை போடலாம்.
மனித மலர பாடுபடு, அதன் மதிப்புயர போராடிடு. மனித மலர பாடுபடு, அதன் மதிப்புயர போராடிடு. ஓ நானும் நீயும் ஒன்றாக சேர்ந்தால் நாளை உருவாகுமே. வானம் மன்னம் ஒன்றாக சேர்ந்தால் வாழ்வு வளமாகுமே. காக்கை கூட்டம் பார்த்திடு, கற்றுக்கொண்டு வாழ்ந்திடு. ஒற்றுமையின் சின்னமிது. ஓ வெளியகன்று பார்த்திடு, விழிப்புணர்வு கொண்டிடு. வழி இறக்கும் நோக்கிடு. ஓ மனித மலர பாடுபடு, அதன் மதிப்புயர போராடிடு. மனித மலர பாடுபடு, அதன் மதிப்புயர போராடிடு. ஓ நானும் நீயும் ஒன்றாக சேர்ந்தால் நாளை உருவாகுமே. வானம் மன்னம் ஒன்றாக சேர்ந்தால் வாழ்வு வளமாகுமே.
Thank you, students, for your wonderful performance. We enjoyed it.
Now I invite Dr. Kanike Swami, the counselor for Author Block, to address the gathering.
எல்லா புகழும் இறைவனுக்கே. வாழ்க தமிழ். பசுமை நமது வாழ்வின் முக்கியமாக பங்கு கொள்கின்றது. இந்த மேடையை பார்க்கின்ற பொழுது உள்ளபடியே பசுமை தன்னுடைய தலைவிரித்து ஆடுகின்றது. உண்மையிலேயே பசுமை தருகின்ற இனிய அழகான மலர்கள், இனிய காய்கறிகள், பழங்கள், நல்ல மலர்கள், இலைகள் கொண்டு இந்த மேடை அலங்கரிக்கப்பட்டுள்ளது. உள்ளபடியே பசுமையின் தன்மையை நமக்கு வெளிப்படுத்துகின்றது. இந்த பசுமை நமக்கு அளிக்கின்ற நிலைத்த வளர்ச்சியில் பசுமை சார்ந்த சமூக பணி என்ற இந்த மாநாட்டிற்கு, சர்வதேச மாநாட்டிற்கு வருகை தந்து இங்கே இந்த விழாவை சிறப்பாக ஏற்பாடு செய்திருக்கின்ற முனைவர் லாரன்ஸ் கல்லூரி தலைவர், முனைவர் பெர்னாட்சா செயலர் அவர்கள், முனைவர் ஐசக் முதல்வர் அவர்கள், முனைவர் லூயிஸ் துணை முதல்வர் அவர்கள் மற்றும் இங்கே பணியாற்றுகின்ற அத்துணை பேராசிரியர்களும் இறைப்பணியாளர்களும் அருட்சகோதரிகளும் மற்றும் இங்கே பயிலுகின்ற மாணவ செல்வங்களாகிய கல்லூரி மாணவ செல்வங்களுக்கு என்னுடைய முதற்கண் வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். இந்த விழாவில் நம்முடைய தமிழக முதல்வர் மாண்புமிகு தளபதியார் அவர்களுடைய சீரிய செயல் திட்டத்தை செயல்படுத்துகின்ற நம் அண்ணின் மைந்தர் மாண்புமிகு அமைச்சர் இ பெரியசாமி BA BGL MLA அவர்கள் இந்த விழாவினை தொடங்கி வைப்பதாக இருந்தது. எதிர்பாராத நிலையாக நம்முடைய இந்திய திருநாட்டினுடைய நம்மையெல்லாம் பாதுகாக்கின்ற பணியில் ஈடுபட்ட போர் வீரர் ஹெலிகாப்டர் விபத்தில் மரணமடைந்ததால் அவருடைய நல்லடக்க நிகழ்விற்கு நம்முடைய அமைச்சர் அவர்கள் தேனி மாவட்டத்தில் உள்ள தேனிக்கு சென்றுள்ளார்கள். அவர்கள் இந்த விழாவில் பங்கேற்க இயலாத நிலை ஏற்பட்டது. எனவே இன்னும் ஒரு சில மணித்துளிகளோ அல்லது இன்று மாலைக்குள்ளே அவர்கள் வர இருக்கின்றார்கள். அரசு முதல்வருடைய பணியை ஏற்று அவர் அங்கே சென்றுள்ளார்கள். உள்ளபடியே பசுமை என்பதில் நம்முடைய மண்ணின் மைந்தர் அமைச்சர் பெரியசாமி அவர்கள், மாண்புமிகு அமைச்சர் பெரியசாமி அவர்கள் மிகுந்த ஈடுபாடு உடையவர். நான் ஆத்தூர் ஒன்றியத்திலே ஒரு கவுன்சிலராக இருக்கின்றேன். குறிப்பாக மரங்கள் நட்டால், மரங்களை நிறைய வளர்த்தால் நாம் மழை வளம் பெறுவோம் என்பது நம்முடைய விஞ்ஞானம் நமக்கு தந்த ஒரு உண்மை. எனவே அந்த வகையிலே அவர்கள் செல்லுகின்ற இடமெல்லாம் மரங்களை நட்டு வைத்துத்தான் தன்னுடைய பணியை தொடங்குகின்றார். அந்த வகையிலே இவர் இந்த விழாவில் பங்கு கொள்வதற்கு மிகவும் பெருமையோடு இருந்தார். இன்று காலை 5 மணி அளவிற்கே அவர்கள் செல்ல வேண்டியது இருப்பதால் அவரோடு தொடர்பு கொள்ள முடியவில்லை. எப்படியும் இந்த மாலைக்குள் அவர்கள் வருவார் என்ற நம்பிக்கை உடையவனாக இருக்கின்றேன். பசுமை என்பதில் நம்முடைய தமிழக அரசு எந்த அளவுக்கு ஒரு உறுதிப்பாடோடு இதை வளர்க்க வேண்டும் என்பதில் ஆர்வம் கொண்டுள்ளதோ, அதேபோல் நம்முடைய உணவுத்துறை அமைச்சர் பசுமை இருந்தால் தான் உணவை பெற முடியும் என்ற நிலையில் நம்முடைய மாண்புமிகு உணவுத்துறை அமைச்சர் சக்கரபாணி அவர்களும் நம்முடைய ஊரகத்துறை அமைச்சர் பெரியசாமி அவர்களும் இந்த மரநல் விழாவை கடந்த மாதம் ஏறக்குறைய இடையகோட்டை என்ற ஊரில், நம்முடைய திண்டுக்கல் மாவட்டத்தில் உள்ள இடையகோட்டை என்ற ஊரில் 1 கோடி மரங்களை நட்டு உலக சாதனையை படைத்தார்கள். எனவே அத்தகைய ஒரு விழாவிற்கு வரவேண்டிய நம்முடைய அமைச்சர் அவர்கள் வர இயலவில்லை. அவசியம் அவர் வாய்ப்பு கிடைத்தவுடன் இங்கே வருவார் என்பதை நான் தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு, இந்த பசுமையானது, நான் பள்ளி மாணவர்களே மரநடல் விழாவை பற்றி பேசியுள்ளேன். மரங்களை என்னுடைய பள்ளியில் மாணவர்களை வைத்து நட்டுள்ளேன், நடவு செய்து அந்த பணியை ஆற்றி வந்தேன். 30 ஆண்டு காலம் ஆசிரியர் பணியாற்றி தலைமை ஆசிரியராக இருந்து ஏறக்குறைய செல்லும் இடங்களெல்லாம் இந்த மரநடு விழாவை பற்றி நான் நிறைய முறை பேசியிருக்கின்றேன். அந்த வகையிலே கல்லூரி மாணவர்களை நீங்கள் செயல்பாட்டில் ஈடுபட்டிருப்பது உள்ளபடியே எனக்கு மிகுந்த மகிழ்ச்சி அளிக்கின்றது. பசுமைதான் நம்முடைய வாழ்வின் மையம். பசுமை இல்லை என்றால் வாழ்வே இல்லை. நீங்கள் பாடிய பாடலில் கூட வானமும் பூமியும் வானமும் மண்ணும் இணைந்து செயல்பட்டால்தான் நம் வாழ்ந்து பாடினீர்கள். எனவே அந்த வகையில் மழை வளம் பெற மரங்களை நடுவோம். இந்த இனிய விழாவில் இந்த மாநாட்டு நிகழ்ச்சிகளை என்னுடைய உரையை நிறைவு செய்கின்றேன். வருகின்றுள்ள அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய சிறந்தார்ந்த நன்றியையும் வணக்கத்தையும் தெரிவித்து விடைபெறுகின்றேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you, sir, for your wise words. Now let us lend our ears to the keynote speakers.
First, I call upon Dr. Kati Vapalahti.
Dear participants, I'm pleased to be invited in the conference Co-Building Green Social Work and Sustainable Development. My name is Kati Vapalahti. I'm a doctor in education, and I used to work as youth and community educator before I started to work as a lecturer. Nowadays, I'm working as a senior lecturer in a degree program of social sciences in southeastern Finland University of Applied Sciences, which lies in Mikkeli in Finland. I teach here, among other things, nature-based rehabilitation methods, and I'm very interested in working in nature and with animals. Content of the presentation on eco-social approach is as follows. I want to say first some facts about Finland. Secondly, I would like to define concept of eco-social approach. And finally, I would like to give some practical examples about eco-social approach in Finland and also in Kenya. Namely, on Sunday, I arrived from Kenya, from Kisumu County, and I learned to know some nice and interesting social projects. which I think could be also applied here in Finland. So, Finland lies on a northern part of the Europe. It is between the Sweden and Mikkeli lies here in southeastern part of Finland by the lake Saimaa, which is the biggest lake in Finland. Finland is a republic and member of European Union, and population is some 5.5 million inhabitants, and our capital is Helsinki, which lies here, southern part of Finland. Our official languages are Finnish and Swedish, and our currency is euro. We have 4 seasons. In the summer, we have very light and almost no darkness at all. And in winter, we have a lot of snow and usually very, very cold. So now let's continue to eco-social approach. It's one of the main frameworks in our nature-based meditation education, our education. But what does eco-social mean? It means understanding responsibilities and freedoms which we humans have concerning nature and other animals. This approach strengthens our trust for the future. We know that we can act for the future, and we don't need to take it for granted. Now I want to speak about values of the eco-social approach. The values of the eco-social approach are responsibility, contentment, and common humanity. We must be able to put ourselves to other people's and other animals than human beings, and even ecosystem shoes for expanding our thinking towards sustainability. The second value is contentment, and it means the discussion of good life. When our needs are fulfilled, so meaning that we have enough money and shelter and food for living. The good life is constructed after that of social, mental, and cultural contents instead of material ones, to a learning and dialogue to enrich our everyday life, gaining knowledge and ability to be present. We could and even should think the concept of socialization as a concept of eco-socialization. We should problemize in a critical way a human-centered view. Of this human-centered view, we should shift our paradigm toward ecosystem and eco-socialization, in which human is a part of the nature, not meant to control or dominate the nature. In this table, you can see the differences between socialization and eco-socialization. The paradigm of socialization is human-centered, anthropocentric, While in eco-socialization, it is more than human. This means that the agents in socialization are family, peer groups, institutions, and society, while on eco-socializations, they are ecological communities, ecosystems, and web of life. In socialization, participation happens first of all with conscious mind. While in eco-socialization, through sensory body completely. And aim in socialization is to improve social justice, and in eco-socialization, it's eco-social sustainability, including, of course, also social justice. Here are three priorities in eco-social approach. First priority is ecological issues. It means securing the conditions of the life for future generations. For example, we should secure breathable air, potable water, plant pollination, climate stability, sustainable use of nature resources. The second priority in the hierarchy of the eco-social approach is human rights. It means, for example, social sustainability in materials, awareness of human rights at the different levels of activities. And the third priority is stable economy. It means fair distribution of funds. In eco-social approach, we ensure fair conditions of the economy. So now we should think what could these three priorities mean in green social work. Finally, I would like to give some practical examples about eco-social approaches in Finland and in Kenya, where I just arrived. We are planning in Mikkeli a common place, a common environment called social park for citizens in order to strengthen ecological, social, and cultural diversity. The target is to increase eco-social understanding through meeting, continuous learning, and different social activities. Secondly, the target is promote social justice, accessibility for those people who has challenges in participation and engagement in social environments. And third, the target is protect biodiversity. And the purpose is to create and build social park in collaboration with young adults and to plan, organize and evaluate various nature and culture interventions to promote well-being and avoid loneliness. Social projects in Kenya. I learned to know many eco-social projects in Kenya, which I think could be useful also in Finland. I want to mention three of them here. There were, for example, Wasini Women's Group, that organizes walks for tourists in the fossil coral garden and mangrove forest for protecting nature there. The incomes is used to support families, students, and other social projects on the island. And Kaya Kinondo Forest is an ecotourism destination whose ticket revenues go to nature conservation and for the benefit of the village community, especially schools. And then I visited in one self-employment project in Kisumu. It's called Kisumu Innovation Center, KIC. It is small it is a center where small producers produce handicrafts about recycled materials and lake hyacinths, which are invasive species in Lake Victoria and really, really harmful there. So it's time to think what can we do and what should we do. Take a moment to reflect your values. Is there something that you could do in a more sustainable way in your life? And is there something that we could do in a more sustainable way in our social work practices? Here you have, you may get more information. Here is a list of the references I used in my presentation. You can get most of the articles in the internet. Thank you, kiitos, and please contact me for future questions and comments.
Now I invite Dr. Sigamani Panneer from Central University, Tiruvarur, to present his keynote address.
Good morning. Most respected, our reverend dear fathers, sisters, colleagues, students, happy morning to all of you. சொல்ல மாட்டேங்கிறீங்களா? Great. கடைசி ரோல I have a suggestion, okay? So for 10-15 minutes, நான் ஒரு சில ஃபேக்ட்ஸை வந்து சொல்ல போகிறேன். தயவு செஞ்சு கவனிங்க. நீங்கள் பேசிகிட்டு இருந்தீங்கன்னா அது ஒரு பிரயோஜனமும் இருக்காது. கேட்பீங்களா? So I'm going to draw 5 affirmative action to save our environment. அதுதான் என்னுடைய மெயின் தீம் வந்து through the evidence based social work practice அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு தீமில் நான் போக போகிறேன். என்னுடைய செஷன் போகிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு குட்டி கதை எல்லாருக்கும் பிடிக்கும் இல்லையா? ஒரு சின்ன கதை. ஒரு ஊரில் ஒரு பெரிய ரிலீஜியஸ் பிளேஸ் இருந்தது. நான் அதை கோயில், சர்ச் அந்த மாதிரி நான் விதிப்படுத்தலை, நான் வந்து டிவைட் பண்ணல. ஒரு ரிலீஜியஸ் ஸ்தலம், அதாவது கிராம மக்களுக்கு எதுனா வந்து அந்த இடத்துல போயிட்டு வழிபாடு பண்ணிப்பாங்க, அது இருந்தது. அது வந்து ரொம்ப பழைய ஸ்தலம், அதாவது ரொம்ப வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி கட்டினது. எனி டைம் வந்து அது இடிஞ்சு விழுந்துடும், அவ்வளோ டேமேஜாக இருக்குது. அப்படி இருக்கும்போது வந்து ஊர் மக்கள்லாம் ஒன்று சேர்ந்து இதை நம்ம எப்படியாவது வந்து சேவ் பண்ணணும் அந்த இடத்த. ஏன்னா நமக்கு எல்லாத்துக்கும் இது பயனாக இருக்குது. ரிலீஜியஸ் வேலையாக இருக்கட்டும், மற்ற கேதரிங் எதுவாக இருக்கட்டும், இதுக்கு எல்லாத்துக்குமே இந்த இடம் நமக்கு ஒரு தேவையான இடமா இருக்குது. அதனால் இந்த டேமேஜை நம்ம சரி பண்ணிவிட்டு நம்ம இதை வந்து ரிட்ரீவ் பண்ணுவோம்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு முடிவு எடுக்கிறாங்க. இதுக்கு வந்து நம்ம பெயிண்ட் அடித்து ரிப்பேரிங் ஒர்க் பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்னு. சரி, ரிப்பேரிங் ஒர்க் பண்ணிவிட்டு பெயிண்டெல்லாம் அடித்து க்ளீன் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. பட் ஒரு 6 month கழித்து மறுபடியும் எல்லாம் விழ ஆரம்பிச்சிடுச்சு. ஸோ ரொம்ப டேமேஜ் ஆகிடுச்சு அந்த இடம் வந்து. அப்போ எல்லோரும் ஒன்று சேர்ந்து இது வந்து சீரியஸ் ப்ராப்ளம், நம்ம உள்ளே வந்து இருக்கும்போது இடிஞ்சு விழுந்துட்டால் எல்லாருக்கும் டேமேஜ் ஆகிடும். அதனால் நம்ம ஒரு முடிவு எடுப்போம் உட்காந்து டிசைட் பண்ணி 3 ரெசல்யூஷன்ஸ் பாஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க அந்த கமிட்டியில். ஃபஸ்ட்டு ரெசல்யூஷன், இந்த இடத்த நம்ம திருப்பி வந்து வேற யார் சப்போர்ட்டும் நமக்கு வாங்கக்கூடாது, நம்ம இருக்கிறத வச்சு நம்ம கட்டிடுவோம் அப்படின்னு ஒரு முடிவு. இரண்டாவது முடிவு வந்து இந்த இடத்துல இருக்கிற அந்த செங்கல், அந்த கதவு, ஜன்னல் இதையை வச்சு நம்ம புதுசாக கட்டுற இடத்துக்கு வைப்போம். ஏன்னா அது ரொம்ப ஹோலி பிளேஸ், இட்ஸ் அ ஹோலி ரிலீஜியஸ் பிளேஸ். அதனால் நம்ம அங்கே இருக்கிறதே வச்சுட்டு புதுசாக கட்டுவோம்னு நினைக்கிறேன் ஒரு ரெசல்யூஷன். மூணாவது ரெசல்யூஷன் ரொம்ப முக்கியமான ரெசல்யூஷன், இந்த பழசை இடிக்காமல் புதுசாக கட்டணும். அதாவது பழசை இடிக்காமல் புது இதை வந்து நம்ம கட்டி முடிக்கணும்னு முடிவு பண்ணுறாங்க. அந்த மாதிரி தான் நம்ம இனிஷியேட்டிவ்ஸ். அதாவது we want to make a lot of changes in our society, in our environment, in our surroundings, but we don't want to correct ourselves. There is no self-discipline. So green social work உடைய மெயின் கான்செப்ட் என்னென்னா வந்து it's not about others, it's about us, it's about me, it's about you. இப்போ மார்னிங் ஃபஸ்ட்டு 2 செஷன்ஸ் போயிட்டு இருந்தது. இன் பிட்வீன் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து நீங்கள் பேசிகிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. லெட்ஸ் மேக் அன் அஃபர்மேட்டிவ் ஆக்ஷன். அந்த வாய்ப்புகள் வந்து ஒவ்வொரு டைமும் வந்துட்டு இருக்காது. வி won't get such kind of opportunities always. When we are having opportunities, please make use of it. Let me thank our organizers, Father Bertansha, Father Louis, the entire team of Anugraha for this wonderful opportunity to be part of this program. Thank you, Father. Thank you so much. So another 10 minutes, I will take you into a journey to understand or to redefine our roles and responsibilities to protect our future generations. Please remember that. நமக்கு என்ன கொடுத்துருக்கோ அது வந்து it's not a kind of gift from our forefathers. It's loan from our future generations. We must give it back to them as it was given to us. That's a resolution we must take. When you go out of this room, that's a resolution for all of us. It's loan from our children, our grandchildren. We must give it back to them as it was given to us. It reminds me to bring you 3 major ideas. நன்றாக சிரிப்போம், நற்பண்புகளை வளர்ப்போம். வெறுப்பது யாராக இருந்தாலும் நேசிப்பது நாம இருப்போம். இதை நினச்சோம்னா கண்டிப்பாக நம்ம என்வாயர்மெண்ட்டை வந்து சேவ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். இதை பண்ணோம்னா ஃப்யூச்சரில் ப்ராப்ளமே வராது. லெட்ஸ் கம் டு அவர் பிஸ்னஸ். எவிடன்ஸ் பேஸ்ட் சோஷியல் ஒர்க் இன்டர்வென்ஷன் நிறைய ஒர்க் பண்ணிகிட்ருக்காங்க அக்ராஸ் தி குளோப். எமர்ஜிங் ஃபீல்ட்ஸ், paradigm shift, ego social responsibilities and so on. For everything there is one crux, lifeblood, it's about data, research. Without data, you are just another person with an opinion. What is that evidence-based social work intervention? Next, pa. So the evidence-based social work interventions, in the particular argument, வந்து 3 questions வச்சு நான் ஆரம்பிக்க விரும்பப்படுறேன். ஒன்று வந்து critically evaluate the development of evidence-based social work practice. அதாவது இந்த green social work கான்செப்டே வந்து it's not just like presenting theories or views or interpretations. It's about illustrating issues with evidences, with evidence of evidences, so that we can develop alternative mechanisms to protect our environment, because it has a lot of linkages. Let me highlight 3 major problems at present across the globe we are having. Number 1, climate change. Climate change induced issues like food security, farmer suicide, gender issues, the host of issues. Second, disaster management, like extreme heat, extreme cold, flooding, landslides. There are multiple host of disasters. Third, most important, growing inequalities based on gender, caste, class, culture, color, economic status, and so on. Climate change, disaster management, growing inequalities. What is the way out? How we can deal with those situations as being a social work professionals? Therefore, the 10 minutes I'm going to bring some of those evidences how we can address those issues. Second, examines the scope and significance of evidence-based social work practice intervention. என்ன சொல்ல வர போறோம்னா, நீங்க என்ன படிச்சீங்களோ, என்ன படிச்சிட்டு இருக்கீங்களோ, that's not going to help you anyhow. Of course, that will give you an entrance, key to open the door. But the way you expand or explore yourselves to understand the paradigm shift and the competencies in the area of social work practice, அங்கே தான் வந்து உங்களுக்கு have a lot of opportunities. Third, to explore the complexities of paradigm shift and emerging trends in social work fields. Next, please. Now, if you look at these journals, not only in European context, other Western context, UK, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, other European countries, South Africa, South Korea, Japan, Cuba, except India. Most of these journals, they are publishing papers with high quality data, following ethical guidelines and having mostly social relevance. But unfortunately, in our context, what we have a lot of predatory journals. The predatory journals will publish everything. As a scholar, it is your responsibility to find suitable place to publish your work, suitable place to share your work. So therefore, the evidence-based practice plays a vital role to improve our practices, to improve our intervention strategies. Next, please. So what is evidence-based social intervention? What we have seen at present in Indian context, there's huge gap between research, practice, policies. Let me repeat, there's a huge gap between research, practice, and policies. This particular method is going to help you to bring evidence-based practice, evidence-based policies, evidence-based interventions. Most of the funding agencies across the globe, all their projects are directed towards sponsoring projects having this kind of thrust, like evidence-based interventions. Whether you are working with individuals, families, communities, groups, countries, whichever is your area, but the thrust should be on the evidences. Next. So 3 research questions I have developed for this particular argument. What do social work practitioners need from scientific social research? As I highlighted, there's huge gap. Similarly here, what do policymakers need from the operational research? Actually, that's what is missing in the last 75 years in all those other developing countries, not only in India. Like for example, Argentina, Brazil. These are the similar economies. But South Korea, they improved a lot in terms of bringing evidence-based interventions. Cuba improved a lot. When we look at the indicators, development indicators, Cuba is the best place to learn all such kind of practices. Third, to understand how the policymakers and practitioners address the problem. Next, please. So that question is very important because so far policies were made on the basis of previous experience, based on the available kind of poor quality data. I mean, I can put it in that sense like kind of Maggie noodles approach. Certain data we can generate with simple methods, not having a kind of rigorous methods. That is called the Maggie noodles approach. So evidence-based practice, scientific knowledge, it's about cumulative ideas, it's about data synthesis, it's about experience synthesis based on research. It's about bringing the best practice methods, not only the success stories, including certain failures to understand where we have failed, how we can improve the system. Next, please. Past does not determine exactly what happens next. Please remember, at present, what we need, what, why, and how, based on the available data, based on the rigor in research, we can decide upon the next level future course of action. Next, please. Understanding evidence-based social work intervention. a conceptual framework. What is actually evidence? It is all about research, evaluation of interventions. There will be always a midterm appraisal. You might have studied in NGO management paper or social welfare administration paper, the project cycle, understanding the output, deviations, then gaps, then bring back to that. But here the similar manner, understanding the problem with rigor in research approach and then improving the practice methods. It's all about process in which practitioners combine well-researched interventions. Please remember, this particular practice has been borrowed from the field of medicine. It was started in France, was evidence-based medicine. At present, evidence-based dentistry, evidence-based public health, evidence-based psycho-support system, evidence-based psychiatry, similarly evidence-based social work. You can't go with just your own understanding or own ideas. You'll have to have a data like using clinical trials, such kind of methods. So it's all about using research verified methods by social workers to create or to enhance treatment plan, intervention plan, or problem solving plan. It's all about guide decisions making that ensures optimal care, sustainable development, most important. Next one. With this slide, I will end my presentation. This is a most important slide. I would like to highlight 16 major points when we look at evidence-based practice and social work. As a postgraduate students, doctoral scholars, mid-career professionals, please incorporate, first you learn the techniques and tactics, include it in your work, then you see the results. Personally, you will be satisfied. Second, output. Most of those journals will accept your work. Third, policy makers will accept your ideas. There will be peer acceptance among the peer group, peer reviewers. Therefore, I would like to throw those ideas. It's all my own ideas based on the available literatures. Look at it. The first one, science sense versus common sense. The light off பண்ணிடுறீங்களா? Science sense versus common sense. மறக்காதீங்க, ரொம்ப முக்கியமான point. So whatever the practice as present we are having here, it's all based on common sense. It is not following scientific methods and models. The best example, COVID, its impacts on society, economy and development. Since we have undermined science component during the second wave, we'll have to pay the huge price till 2027 and 28. Similarly, it's happening in our social work field as well. For example, social work and climate change. Common sense, it's okay to have an understanding to start with, but the rest you follow the science sense based rigor in research methods. But that's what is missing across the globe. Like inadequate research basis, we don't have data. We follow Maggie noodles approach, noodles approach, like fast food approach. Second, evidence-based practice versus eminence-based practice, most important. Eminence-based experience, it's okay, but it's not going to serve for a longer period. You cannot apply one person's experience with the entire system. You need to have evidence-based practice. You start with experience, eminence-based. Then it's a time that we need to look into the evidence-based. There's a huge gap between these two. Third, gap between policy, practice and research. The best example could be, அது ஒரு சின்ன ஸ்டோரி இருக்கு. ஒரு மெயின் ரோட்டில் ஒரு குரூப் மண்ணை எடுத்துட்டு பள்ளம் தோண்டி ரோடு இது போட்டு போகிறாங்க, ஒரு காவ மாதிரி போட்டுட்டு போயிருக்காங்க. 3 months அது அப்படியே ஓப்பனாகவே இருக்குது. அதுக்கு அடுத்த 3 months இன்னொரு குரூப் ஒரு பைப்பு புதைச்சிட்டு மறுபடியும் குழியை புதைச்சிட்டு போகிறாங்க. இன்னொரு குரூப் மறுபடியும் அதை தோண்டிட்டு அதில் வயர் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. கேட்டால் ஹெல்த் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட், எஜுகேஷன் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட், தென் ரூரல் டெவலப்மெண்ட் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட். There is no coordination between these 3 guys, okay? As a result, we will have huge financial wastages, duplication of work. Similarly here, there is a gap between policy, practice and education. If we work together there through proper collaborations, networking, definitely will make change in our system. That's what the green social work needs. Fourth, lack of transdisciplinary approaches. I'm sure all my colleagues and my seniors will agree with that. We are comfortable in our own chamber now. We don't go out. Even if we are going out, we'll go there just to pull someone's legs. It's a time that we must come out of our comfort zone, learn from others. You bring collaborations, you bring networking with other disciplines. Transdisciplinary versus interdisciplinary. Transdisciplinary is about beyond going with the broader framework, like social sciences into natural sciences into health sciences into physical sciences. For example, climate change, its impacts on human health. Social workers can play a vital role for developing a research, evidence-based. But you need experts from chemical engineering. You need experts from environmental science engineering. You need an expert from computer science engineering to develop modeling to predict. You need a law specialist to look into the legal system. You need a management person. Therefore, here is a time that we need to realize the potential of other disciplines apart from the interdiscipline, okay, the transdisciplinary approach. Then lack of uniformity, regulations, and accreditation. Last almost 50 years, everybody is talking and talking. Nobody is taking any self-interest to bring change within that. So that should come from you. Whatever work you are doing, you try to highlight the futures and relevance of having such kind of regulations in our system. Debate on social services versus social work. I'm sure the other sessions you will have a lot of debates on these aspects. But I would suggest you that professional social work always plays a vital role to bring change, but not the social service. Because it has a lot of established evidences. Lack of indigenous literatures. So everybody telling the same thing. I am taking initiatives to improve that thing in the form of developing literatures, in the form of developing practice methods. I am suggesting you, whatever is your capacity, come out with evidences, make it available for public so that we will run away with such kind of practices, culturally induced methods. We don't have, that's what everybody is, criticizing. It's a time that we need to explore those options. So limited collaborations and networking, resistant to accept change, that's a big problem. We're not ready to accept changes. We should have learn and unlearn. We only teach, we don't follow. It's a time that we need to follow that. So willingness and commitment, there's a huge scarcity of lack of willingness and lack of commitments within this subject. In that case, we can't really do anything in this green social work. We should have such kind of proper willingness, lack of outcome and competence-based curriculum. 4 semesters, too many theory papers, but there is no job available. So we need to rethink those aspects. So confusions in prioritizing the vulnerables, oppressed, and those living in poverty. That's what's very important. We need to highlight what is real need and felt need, and how should move forward. That outcome should come from your own work, self-work. Ideological and attitudinal resistance for code of change, code of ethics, lack of leadership succession plan, new liberal welfare regimes, scope for practice areas. Like that we can add many more issues in terms of evidence-based practices. Therefore, it's a time that we need to take affirmative actions to deal with the crisis, to deal with the situations. I'm going to give you, as a concluding remarks, 5 major affirmative actions how we can approach these things. The first one, the affirmative actions for developing the happy world, human happiness across. The first one, develop clean habit. And please follow it. Clean habit in the sense even in the thinking process. Number 2, be yourself. Don't wait for others to do it for you. If you are waiting for others, nothing will happen. This green social work will go for another several decades. Don't do that. Be yourself and take conscious effort for judicial use of resources. Water. Don't use more than what you need. Electricity. In fact, polluting the environment, you take conscious effort that you will not contribute anything to the additional. Individually, otherwise it will be very difficult to change this world. Individuals can play a role. Second, third, be happy. Happiness will bring lot of benefits. If you are happy, you will keep others happy. that happiness should infect everyone. In green social work, that's a major highlight. Human happiness and well-being that will protect our environment. If you are not happy, it will be outburst in different forms. Be responsible. Most important. Think responsibly, behave responsibly, react responsibly. That is the crux of the green social work. Last but not the least, be thankful for what we have in our society, in our environment. Don't spoil. With that note, thank you, fathers. Thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sigamani, for your wonderful words. It's a great thirst for knowledge that keeps us here all together. Now, Judith Lydia Mohammed, social activist Winnipeg from Canada, is going to share her words.
I am Judith Mohammed. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers and conveners from the reducing, reusing, and recycling, innovating alternatives for making milestones. This will help to guide some of the global issues into straightforward language. We could encourage environmental ethics, engage in reusing glass containers instead of plastic containers or styrofoam containers, watering plants with rainwater by reducing water consumption. Be aware of what is recyclable versus garbage. Start with our own family, with children in early life. Will make the generation become conscientious consumers, passionate neutralists, responsible conservationists who promotes earth-friendly activities. Together, your family can take equal action. Green, using to drive a hybrid car which uses electricity versus a car using gas, causing gas fuels. Instead of choosing a hybrid car, we could choose to carpool, walk, ride a bike, or take. Save on electricity by turning off the light when you leave a room, or unplug the devices if not in use. Changing regular light bulbs to energy-saving bulbs from the book Eco-Friendly Family by Helen Karuna. She wrote, in every household in the U.S. replace a burnt-out bulb with an energy-efficient, Energy Star qualified compact fluorescent bulb. The cumulative office would be enormous. It would prevent greenhouse gas emissions from 800,000 cars. It will also save enough energy to light 2.5 million homes a year. Increase fuel energy efficiency up to 4% by driving the speed limit, less wear and tear on the car, and as well as the environment. Responsibly use resources to reduce green emissions and save energy. Global warming and greenhouse emissions, we usually think of cars, power plants, and other large-scale offenders. But making a small-scale change can raise a fixture efficiency up to 30%. There are also solar energy lights for outdoors, which could be installed, versus flicking a switch to turn on an electric light bulb. In various types of weather, about 42% of the average household energy cost goes towards just two things: heating and cooling. Buy a programmable thermostat which regulates different temperatures at different times, reduces energy use by 5 to 30%, and saves you $100 to $150 in energy costs. Every time you take heat or house with air, using sources. More responsible for on a sweater to stay warmer, or close the blinds to keep the sun out, to keep the place cooler. Putting the thermostat down at night and add in an extra blanket to keep warm. This could save 5 to 10% a year on heating prices. The use of fans instead of air conditioner is another idea in warmer weather. The use of an eco shower head versus a regular shower head saves water. Excuse me. The same as use of a toilet tank. By putting a brick or putting an empty bottle to stand up can save you water every time you flush. Eating organically helps the environment by not eating processed foods. Less fertilizers usage in the air to breed or harm valuable insects or birds. Less use of microwave heating food in plastic or styrofoam containers. The use of microwaveware should be used. A research by Dr. Kim Cornelia Stetloff in Vulnerable Blue clearly states that tons of plastic is hardly degradable, affects our ocean. Action is required as soon as possible. An example, sea turtles take plastic for jellyfish, which is their food. The animals die of starvation of a full stomach or die from internal injuries. Find plastic in mussels, crabs, fish foods, gray seals. Scientists discovered that cancer-causing insecticides like DDT attaches to the plastic particles and accumulate via marine food chain. The ocean was neglected for a long time. Society has finally recognized the problem with plastic waste. Quickly became evident that the estimate quantity of 140 tons of plastic waste in the ocean is too large. It is necessary to store flax per year to 9 million. The solution could be found on land, waste, and improve efficient time. The time of action is running. All these threats must not result in us resigning. Fighting for a better protection for our environment is worth it. Earth will always remain eco-friendly as we keep doing our part. Thank you for your patience and listening.
For the final talk, I invite Dr. Hilaria Soundarya from Gandhigram University to present her keynote address.
Good morning, everyone. At the outset, I really wish to thank our dear fathers, Father Satyan, Father Isaac, Father Louis, and Father Bernard Shah, and Father Susan. So thank you for inviting us to the program. And I know we are already running short time. Green social work is one of the very, very emerging area in the field of social work. And we would really like to have a lot of literature now on green social work. You are being in a conference, we have people who are presenting across the globe about what is the green social work. But I am here to just to mind India being a rural India, what are our responsibilities, especially when we go to the field with whom we interact. We know that when we take the India, 68.84% of the population still live in India, in rural India. And most of us go to rural areas for field work. And here I would like to bring your attention for three things. One is like district like Dindigul, morning when we travel everywhere, we see a lot of smoke in and around. Burning the waste has become a part of a culture. And we as a part of social work, if we can intervene and stop burning and using that into a decomposed waste, it will be good. Number two, also learn to segregate the waste. What can be recycled, whether we could recycle it, and what we can eliminate. That way, if we can segregate, it is good. Number three, as a scholars, the students or the persons passionate for green social work, it is also important to keep clean and green social work. The cleanliness that begins, as Father Professor Siga said, we have to be the agents of social change. So I wish everyone, in the words of Mahatma Gandhi, be the change that you want to see in the world. Be an agent of promoting green social work in the society. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation. And now I call Father Shaker to give vote of thanks.
Dear eminent intellectuals, respectful students and our guests, here I am to thank the keynote addresses of our international conference, beginning with Dr. Kati Vapalahti, Xamk University from Finland, followed by Dr. Sigamani Pandit from Central University of Thiruvarur, Dr. Judith, Lydia, Mohammed, a great social activist from Canada, and Dr. Hilaria Soundari from GRI, Gandhigram Rural University. All these speakers shared their life experiences. They spoke about their life, they spoke about the society, and the academic perspective. Therefore, they have put us in perspective. The aim of this conference, objective of this conference were touched by these keynote addresses. All these keynote addresses dealt with the topic in different perspective. Therefore, it is our responsibility now to reflect upon this topic. And when we go to different panels to present our papers, having this keynote address in our mind, we need to present, we need to listen, and we need to experience and enjoy this conference. Therefore, at the outset, I take this opportunity to in a special way thank all these keynote addresses, and I welcome all the participants of this international conference, beginning with the paper presenters. You are going to present the paper. Also poster presenters, most of you already have presented. All the participants and audience of this conference. So I wish you all the best. Listen, reflect, and enjoy the conference, and put it in your life situations and environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Seger, for proposing vote of thanks. Respected professors and the participants, here we break for tea, and I would like to give you some instructions. We take just 5 minutes, okay? Already the tea is being served, and you can have your tea, and immediately we get into the panels. And the panel has been divided into 6. Panel number 1 is online. It will be held in this hall. And there are 3 more panels in the ground floor. And 2 more panels, panel number 5, 6. These 2 are in the second floor. So panel number 1 is here. Panel number 2, 3, 4. These 3 panels are in the ground floor. Panel number 5 and 6 in the second floor. And the time is little short because we are running short of time. We are lacking between 45 minutes. Therefore, the presenters are asked to present for just 4 minutes. With 4 minutes, you need to wind up. They give you a warning bell. Then you may proceed for 1 minute. In the sense, 5th minute, your presentation has to completely stop. And interaction can take place for a minute. With that, we wind up. At the same time, here in the second floor, there will be poster presentation. Those who are presenting your posters, the judges are here. Reverend Dr. Satyan, Reverend Dr. Jose, and Professor Leticia. These 3 judges will come around. Therefore, you can stand in front of your posters and give an explanation of your poster. Just half a minute. Thank you.
College, Madurai, conducting an international conference on co-building green social work and sustainable development organized by Department of Social Work, Anugraha Institute of Social Sciences, Dindigul, the American College, Madurai, St. Claret College, Bangalore. A beautiful smile is the best universal welcome. It can make the day a good day easily. First, I would like to welcome Ms. Emma Sal to deliver the welcome address.
Sunshine is a welcome thing. It brings a lot of brightness. Many of you have made a huge effort to join us today. On behalf of us all, we are deeply appreciative and offer you our most grateful welcome. As we all know, we are here to present and gain thoughts on a global cause. I hereby welcome Susie Monica, HOD of Xamk.
Sorry for the interruption. I will be introducing Dr. Reverend Father Susai Manikam, a lifetime learners who have done lot of degrees and keep on living till now. He have conducted a lot of workshops, seminars and webinars. Published a number of research papers on media. Published 2 books on journalism and media with lot of experience in media in handling people. Now he is working as a head of Department of Visual Communication and Dean of Anugraha College, teaching media students, creating and enthusiastically. Thank you. Over to MC.
Thank you, Vishwa. Now I welcome Sister Salai to honor the chief guest. Thank you, Sister. Now I invite Fathers Dr. Susan to instruct the presenters about presentation rules and regulations. Father.
From mining system.
You are audible, sister. morning. Do you hear me? Yes. Yeah, yes, you are audible. When I okay. Listen.
these they also promote the entrepreneurs. So now, being a sick industry, they promote an entrepreneurs in the organization. So within the 180 days of an expandable another 90 days, the objective of promoting an entrepreneurship and availability of the credit while balancing the interests of the stakeholders. So around the government has introduced amendments under the IBC, has given them 80 days, 180 days to 90 days for their expandable objective of promoting an entrepreneurship. So through the IBC, many companies and the government have been benefited through solving 75% of the cases. So these personal insolvency, it could be an individual who is unable to pay. It's not only the company that is being unable and becoming an insolvent. So the issue of personal insolvency is an important dimension in the business environment. And according to the experts, there are only two ways that an insolvency in the environment of a business can be solved. So one is through the insolvency process, and the second is to the fresh start. Meaning this insolvency process have to be maintained or started according to the process that has been done already, or from the fresh start, meaning that from the beginning you will have to start with something else to resolve or solve the problem. So this includes, these are the cases: electro steel, the recovery rate was 40%; Bushan steel, the recovery rate was 63%; and the Mohammed, iPad, and energy, there was recovery rate was around 34%. So this much of recovery has happened through the IBC, which is a large 4 cases done by IBC in a short span of time. So as to conclude that there are many things that the IBC has intended, but still they need a lot of improvements in the regulatory approvals. So dealing with the other regulatory approvals or dealing with the other procedures in the environment of a business should be made very easy. And the training for the judges, training for the people in the businesses have to be made more. So they have to increase as the business environment is growing. The increase of workload is too much, and therefore this workload has to be maintained by giving them train of how to manage their work and then due to the lack of corporate managerial experience among the solutions, there must be expertise who give adequate solutions of professional management or expertise for the work of solving the cases. The transparent and clear evaluation of the resolution plans is an issue under IBC, hence an effective, helpful guidelines could lay down for the evaluation of bids. So to the conclusion of the study, the IBC, not just IBC, the auditing or accounting things that has been digitalizing in the current scenarios are being more with the less of your works under writing in pen and paper. So basically this could help the digitalization under the accounting accounts or commerce sections, how they can add on to the experience of having a better environment in the society by reducing the paper structures and having everything digitalized. They can be using all the digitalized methods. The paperwork is much reduced now. Like the paper methods for your GPay and phone pay is being more nowadays, if you notice, for all the bill payments, although, and the paperwork from the bank transactions have reduced a lot. Even the audit procedures, everything is done through online and only through the portals available. So concluding to this, so there are these are the findings and suggestions from the study, and adding on to the study. So with the digitalization process of any commerce activities, being it accounting, auditing, or any other procedures, it has the value to the saving of the environment in many ways. So even it could add on to where they have given an work from home facilities to the employees, which reduces the pollution control of the societies. So adding on, if this could have increased more to the employees in the offices, that could add more opportunities for reducing the pollution control, and also using e-vehicles, which has been increasing now. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's not moving. Sir, can you see all the slides, sir? That's okay. Oh. Okay, so the slides have not been shown, so sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, I'm here. Okay, sir, we'll check it. Okay, I'll check it. Presentation mode. Yes, yes, sir. I'm doing that, Checking the presentation mode. I'll try. Presentation mode. Yeah. Can you see, sir? Shall I start? So good morning to everyone. This is Amrod from Bonsakas College, Bangalore. I'd like to present on the topic, a study on climate change scenario. Climate change is a major issue now. We need to discuss about that. Our world is always changing. Look out your window long enough and you might see the weather change. Look even longer and you will see the season change. The earth climate is getting warmer and the signs are everywhere. Rain patterns are changing, sea level is rising, and ice are melting soon in the spring. Global warming is a main reason for climate change. Global warming is a phenomenon where the Earth's average temperature rises. The rising of the temperature of the Earth due to human activity, greenhouse gas, burning of fossil fuel, and deforestation. Recent years have been unusually warm, causing worldwide. Global warming rose about 1.1 degrees Celsius from 1901 to 2020. What causes Earth climate to change? Volcanoes, tectonic plate movement, changes in the sun, shifts in Earth's orbit, human activities, and ocean current. Human activities are the main reason for global warming. Any activity that releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century saw the large-scale use of fossil fuel for industrial activities. More and more land was covered with vegetation, has been cleared to make way for houses. Natural resources are being used extensively for construction, industries, transport, consumption, and consumerism. These are the greenhouse gases: methane, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and water vapor. Greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is caused by greenhouse gases. The greenhouse gases will trap the solar energy and make the atmosphere heat. The atmosphere allows most of the visible light from the sun to pass through and reach the Earth's surface. A part of this energy back toward space as infrared radiation. This radiation tends to be absorbed by greenhouse gas in the atmosphere, raising its temperature. What is global climate change? Identifiable change in the climate of Earth as a whole that lasts for an extended period of time. When due to natural processes, it is usually referred to as global climate variability. Usually refers to changes posed by human activities that change the atmosphere. Impact of climate change in agriculture. It poses a challenge to food productivity, shortage of water, reduced yields, influence irrigation, soil quality, and ecosystem on which agriculture depends. The warmer temperature leads to chain reaction. It affects agriculture, crop losses, temperature-related illness, a disappearing habitat in many places, loss of coral reef in ocean. This impact in natural environment, it decreases the pH value in the seawater and increase the acidity. This mainly affects coral reef and calcium carbonate defense organism. The consequences of climate change now include, among others, intense droughts, water scarcity, severe fires, rising seawater level, flooding, melting polar glaciers, catastrophic storms, warming ocean, affect biotic organism and decline biodiversity. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yes. Yes, we can go for renewable sources of energy mainly. We can use solar energy, hydel power, then wind power, hydraulic power, thermal power. Then can we say the electric power, windmill, everything we go for renewable sources of energy. And this is individual responsibility. We have to save the energy in our daily activities. Policy. Policy by the government. Yes, they are doing that, no? They are making that how much they are to the vehicle, in the vehicle, how much the contamination is come from them, no? They are giving the limitation in the transport, in the vehicles, in any other. Can you hear? Yes. Yes, in our institute, we are always unplug the electronic device. We prefer for the public transport. Then we can use for other solar panel we have. We are connecting our lights, everything in the solar panel. Yes, we are doing in the institute. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, instead of Mary Elizabeth, this is Ashika presenting. This is Ashika present from OLB Bonseckers College, presenting on deforestation effects on ecosystem. So this is the introduction. Deforestation is the clearing forest to obtain lumber and provide space for either agricultural zones or urban development. Deforestation is a major factor contributing to climate change. It alters not only nearby ecosystems but also communities of integrating organisms and their environments. Forests cover almost 30% of the earth. The World Health Organization points that since 1990, 420 million hectares of forests have been lost through conversion to other land uses, agriculture, industrial use, and biofuels in order to feed 11 billion humans. So this is the reasons for the deforestation. So the first one is the urbanization. Increased urbanization is one of the major causes of deforestation. To meet population requirements like construction of roads, development of houses, and expansion of industries. The oil and mining of coal require a large amount of forest land. Around 44% of land scale mining operations are located in the forest. So next one is the forest fire. We lose a large number of trees each year due to fires in the forest in various parts of the world. The next one is the food production. With the rapid increase in the human population, rainforests are destroyed in grow food for people living on the earth. Farming is the biggest cause of the deforestation. So coming to the next one, timber production and logging. Timber is the source of raw material used for the production of paper and construction. Logging affects the livelihoods of the people who depend on forests. A large number of trees are cut down for fuel supplies. So the next one is effects of deforestation in an ecosystem. So first one is the biodiversity. The biodiversity is the number of species in given ecosystem. Since different species eat different food and live in different types of habitats, a diverse set of vegetation can enable a greater varieties of animals to live in an area. When forests are cleared to make space for large plantations, growing one type of crop such as sugarcane or wildlife, diversity tends to plummet as species are displaced. However, if crops are introduced on a large scale and don't displace native species, they can actually increase diversity since they can act as a habitat for birds and herbivores. The deforestation also affects nearby rivers through the leaching, which happens when the water removes soluble nutrients from the soil and carries them elsewhere. So the water sources in the deforested areas were shown to have the higher nitrate levels, lower dissolved oxygen levels, and somewhat higher temperatures. That is from the 20 to 23 degrees Celsius on an average. The atmosphere. Deforestation affects not only a forest and the immediate surroundings, but also the atmosphere in which turn spreads across the biosphere, all the planet ecosystems and everything in them. According to 2010 congruential study, 17% of the greenhouse gas emission come from deforestation.
from both burning trees and resulting loss of photosynthesis. So spreading diseases can be one possible direct. Okay, sorry. Okay, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, yes. In policy, they ask me to advise the school to planting the trees. They advise the schools to planting of the trees. Yes, sir, there are there. So the National Forest Policy, conservation of reserve forest, local people involvement, adapting forest scheme, and increasing the forest productivity. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm present. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll share my yes. Is the PPT visible? Hello? Minute. Yeah. Host is disabled the bus. Yeah, they have to allow me to share, sir. The host has, sir, the host has to allow me to share. They have to allow me to share. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir,
So just I need five minutes, sir, just to brush up. I'll be presenting in 5 minutes. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, I have sent already. Just if you present it, I can start my presentation. Yes, yes, sir. Sir, actually, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, I want the slides to be a little more big. Sir, I want the slides to be bigger, sir, so it'll be easy for me to look at it. Yes, yes. Thank you. Sir, you can share it, but make it a little more bigger, like put it in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, actually, if you put it in the full screen, I think it'll be easy for me, sir. It's not a little visible. Just, yeah. Full screen. Ah, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, 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 sir. I'll begin. Sir, actually, I'm turning on the camera because the network issues are there. So I'll be, and sir, in the question and answer session, I'll be turning on my camera. Is it okay, sir? Yes, 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 yes. So I want to thank all for this opportunity. And today my topic is especially on climate change and climate change and disaster management. This is completely a primary research which is done among the tribes called Paharias. They are from Jharkhand actually. So what are the problems they face due to climate change? This will be the presentation that we'll be doing here, and mainly upon I'll be touching upon the specific reference like culture, occupation, and health. So this will be my special areas. So you can look at the scope of the study. The scope of the study, this is done to bring out the supportive system in employment, health of public and private sectors, and through the extreme, when these people face extreme climate change. The special objectives, the general objectives we are going to see here is, it's about the tribes. Again, as I mentioned already, the specific objectives will be mainly occupation, health, and their culture. So how climate change is impacting communities, tribal communities' culture, how climate change is impacting tribal communities' occupation, how climate change is impacting communities' health system. So this will be the thing. Next slide. So the research, so the methodology used here is qualitative study. The research design is descriptive. The sample size 15 tribal male, 5 female. I have used FGD tool, the focus group discussion tool was being used for data collection, and 5 social workers and 5 medical workers and values. And because it's a climate change study, I have included this new tool called seasonal mapping, which comes under PRA tool. So this is a seasonal mapping is used to understand the climate changes and all the season that varies from different month. So these are my things. So this is a completely primary research. So I'll be talking about the findings later. Please go to the next slide. Next. Go to the next slide. Next slide. Next. Yeah, thank you. So here I am. This is the analysis. This is the analyzing of the study. So you can see from the first thing. The first thing is the climate change, which is connected to the agriculture, and there are 3 systems of one is the monsoon. Monsoon is a heavy rain. This is not just a simple monsoon. This is a heavy rain, completely heavy rain, which leads to difficulty in the cultivation. As you know, these tribals, they have this major occupation as cultivation. When there is a heavy rain, you cannot plant your crops, or when you sow your crops, the crops will be washed away if there is a heavy rain, and the soil will become weak. So when the soil is weak, you cannot sow your seeds, and this will lead to lack of good harvest. When there is no good harvest, there will be no happy family. The family happiness will be broken because of the income point. Income will not be there because about degrees that are lesser. I'm talking about extreme heat, how it's affecting the crop, how it's affecting the people and making drought. And when it's very heavy, even after you cultivate your crops, even if the monsoon is good, when you cultivate your crops, when there is an extreme heat, what happens is the crops die, and this again leads to not good profit, so income, and again it leads to problems. And the last thing we can see, extreme winter. What happens in extreme winter? So when is the harvest? The harvest is done at the season of winter. So at the season of winter, the tribals go there and they cut their crops and they make ready for when it's the Christmas season or when it's some season that they need to bring in money. So what happens is, due to extreme cold, they cannot get into the field to harvest their crops. I have sowed my crops, I have watered it, it has been grown. Now I need to cut it and I need to sell it. So at this situation, when I'm not able to sell my crops, these people get into poverty. Yes, sir. Sir, actually, this is the first slide that I'm doing, sir. Actually, I have some more slides. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you go to the finding slides, you can see that yeah, the findings will be mainly. Can you present it, sir? So it will be easy. Sure. Yes. 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 Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. So the major problem is when the occupation is affected due to this extreme kind of thing. These people have different occupations, and they go into poverty. This is one of the thing, and when this go into poverty, and this is affecting the life of a child. So when there is poverty, there is no proper food. When there's no harvest, so when there's no harvest, so they go into malnourishment. They go into situations like malnourishment, and because the tribal, they have this child marriage and all this. So so their lifespan is very small. Their lifespan is only 45 years for the tribes especially. So they need to finish all of yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, actually, sir, yes, sir.
Sir, I'm not getting connected to the laptop. I'm getting only connected to the mobile. Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, I have a hard copy with me. I will manage. You please share the PPT, sir. Okay. Hello. Somebody can operate. Yes, yeah, it is visible for me. Yeah, somebody can operate from there. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, very good afternoon to everybody. I am Lily Pushpa, College, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. And my paper, Enhancing Knowledge on Child Rights Among School Teachers, a focal aspect of school social work practice. Child rights are children's entitlements. The UN Convention on the Rights of the Child affirms that all the rights must be affordable to all children without the discrimination of any kind. Unfortunately, today, millions of children around the world are left being deprived, denied, and exploited of their rights. Child abuse is a violation of basic human rights of a child. It is estimated that globally, about 1 million children experience physical, sexual, and emotional abuse each year. School violence is one of the visible and worst forms of child rights exploitation today. In India, it is estimated that 246 million children experience school violence in some form every year. The school teachers who play a key role in the development of students often themselves become the abusers of children. The researcher, being the child social worker working with children, parents, and the teachers, have observed that majority of the teachers in Udupi district in Karnataka do not respond to the students' problems, and they fail in their role in child protection. This is one of the pushing factors for the researchers to take up these topics. All this is mainly because of the fact that the school teachers have lack of knowledge about the rights of the children. Such a factual situation depicts a scope of school social work practice in promoting child rights knowledge among the school teachers. Going through the reviews of the existing literature, the researchers found that both the national and international authors have found that the most of the teachers have low knowledge on child rights. Coming to my paper, the research methodology and the materials. The aim of the study is to have the knowledge on child rights among school teachers with an objective to measure the level of knowledge on child rights among the school teachers. This is a descriptive study with a universe of 1,627 school teachers. A sample of 163 teachers have been selected by adopting stratified proportionate random sampling technique. The self-prepared questionnaire using the method of Likert 5-point scale was used as a tool of data collection. The questionnaire consists of 6 dimensions. 1. Rights pertaining to children. 2. Government programs for children. 3. Current problems of children. 4 child safety measures in schools, 5 child protection laws in India, and 6 the knowledge pertaining to protect. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My finding is that regarding the respondents' level of knowledge, in the overall knowledge on child rights, nearly more than 50% of the teachers having low knowledge. In all the dimensions also, above 50% of teachers having low knowledge. From the statistical analysis, the T-test shows that there is a highly significant difference between the rural and urban teachers regarding overall knowledge on child rights, which means the urban teachers are having higher level of knowledge than the rural teachers. With these findings, my recommendation is that more than half, that is 56% of the school teachers show low level of knowledge. Therefore, yes, sir. Okay, sir. So yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, please, please. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, good morning. Stratified random sampling, the research area, I have stratified the universe. Universe is the Udupi district of Karnataka. The whole district I have stratified into 5 blocks, like talukas. And each taluka is again stratified into government school, aided school, unaided school, and further again stratified into primary schools and high school. And under each stratum, I have taken the 5% of the teachers for the study. Thank you, sir. Sir, I am a child rights social worker. I am working with children, parents, and the teachers. So I am also trainer of the teachers on how to be child-friendly teachers. With these experiences, when I visited the schools, I found most of the teachers are not paying attention to children's problems. And being a counselor, I have been counseling the children, and at present ongoing, I have 5 children who are with the suicidal attempts of school-going children of class 6, 7, 8, 9th and all. So I have found teachers, if they have a child rights knowledge, they will be responsible to protect the children, pay attention to children's problems. That will reduce the vulnerability of the children. So with focus, I have taken this subject for my studies. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, sir.
Thank you.